So we are live, and this time round, the whole deal is to rate every player, including the management, because this has been a series which started on a high and ended on a whimper. It was a disappointing end to what promised to be a crackjack day yesterday, and it is important to not sugarcoat and call it as we've seen it. We will rate, obviously, we will not rate Ravichandran Ashwin because there's no point doing that. He has retired and just played a single game. But we will rate Prasidh Krishna because that single game might just be many for the future. So Ravichandran Ashwin will not be relevant. That is why we will not rate him. But for everyone else, we will. So let's start at the very top. KL Rahul. According to me, KL Rahul was one of the better batters of the series. Along with Jaiswal, started well. The first two test matches, in fact, the first three looked confident. Even in Melbourne in the first innings when he batted at, the number three position rather, he played reasonably well before that brilliant ball from Pat Cummins at the stroke of tea got him. So there was a 50-run, close to a 50-run partnership between Jaiswal and Rahul.
Yeah.
Second innings was a failure, and then two failures here. Plus, I have to account for KL Rahul's slip catching. Unbelievably good at the slips. So when I take all of these things into account, I would give KL Rahul 6 out of 10. What about you?
I was just about to say the same. I was.
Trisha says 7.
Trisha says 7. You know what? I'm also contemplating 6, 7, maybe even a 7.5.
Okay.
Because you have to consider that he had to be changed in the position. He had changed from opening to number 3 against his will. So that's something that he had to adjust to. That was something that was a forced change. So keeping all of that in mind, I would say 7.5.
So Gargi goes with 7.5. I go with 6, 6.5. Trisha, your thoughts? Why 7?
7 because if you actually see, when you're rating a player, I think what is important is to consider also what's happening around him, which means the performance is happening around him. And if you see, the change actually happened with his batting order a number of times. Rohit wouldn't come, so let him open. Rohit has come. Okay, then let him still keep opening. Then suddenly, no, let him go to number 3. I know there's always, this thing that openers and number 3 have the same mentality, but that's not true.
Then Virat can come and open as well. Cheteshwar can come and open as well. Steve Smith could have been the same player as an opener. He wasn't. So Steve Smith had to be pushed down again.
Exactly my point. So it's not easy to continuously go up, down, and that is why I would give him 0.5 extra, because even at number 3, he looked one of your better batters. To be very honest, if Yashasvi had not scored in Melbourne, then you would always say that, KL Rahul was your best batter in this entire tour. Automatically, that's why rate him, give him a 7. And the slip catching, as you said, in fact, the other day, I think I was telling Ogni or Gargi, I don't remember, that when you have to drop KL from here now, wherever or whenever it is, you have to also take into consideration that slip catching is not like slip is
massively.
It's massively important, and it's one of those field positions, Boryada, which is very specific and special. Anybody can probably field at a boundary, but you can't just put anybody in slips.
I agree.
Those catches have now actually made a solid ground for Rahul. So taking everything together, I would give him a 7.
Okay, so here goes. Trisha gives a 7. I give him a 6.5, and Gargi gives a 7.5. So that's our rating. Do you have your phone, by the way? My wife has taken my phone and run away. So I don't have my phone to check comments. Do you have your phone?
My phone is
Have you got yours?
Yeah.
Can you just get me so that we can check the comments? Because I had said that we will check comments and what our viewers are giving, and we will at least give some of the ratings out. Unfortunately, I can't do that because my phone is not with me. My daughter has run away. My wife has run away with my phone. They're somewhere here playing in the beach. Anyway, doesn't matter. Have you got the red sports thing?
My wallet also.
Brilliant. So Trisha has no wallet. I have no phone because Shobishta has disappeared with them all.
You guys, your fate rests in my hand today.
That's a very dangerous.
And then we are doomed.
Exactly. Then we are doomed.
Then we are doomed. You have already lost your charger. You have lost 20 other things on this tour.
No, I have not.
You
I
have
only lost my charger, which is not even my fault. Someone took it.
Something.
Why did you leave it?
People lose because someone does do something, right?
Absolutely not. It should have been kept there for the entire day.
So Obro Mishra 5 or 5.5 to Rahul, Pavan Suresh 7 to Rahul, Tomogno Basu 6 for KL, not 7 because being a senior player, I expect him to be more involved in discussions and visible
How do you know
inputs.
he was not involved in discussion?
How do you know
These
that?
are very perspective things, When you say somebody is not involved in the in discussions, I will actually, because you're talking from perspective point of view. If you saw in the Sydney test, KL and Kohli were having a chat a few times. The problem is, if every time they're chatting, if you actually go and ask them, they might not even be talking about cricket.
No, Matthew Costello, we are not coming back for the Ashes. We would have loved to. And I think you're asking the women's Ashes or the men's. We are coming back for neither. Because, yes, the Ashes end of the year. At that point in time, India will have a domestic series or we will play somewhere else. So we will track India. Unfortunately, we will miss the Ashes, both the women and the men. A lot of other ratings. KL Rahul, Debraj both 7 out of 10. Proshajit Mitro, KL is 5. YRC Gaming Hub 7 out of 10. Okay, let's move on to the next player. Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yashasvi Jaiswal, according to me, has exceeded expectations. As a fielder, he still has to improve. But yesterday, the 2 catches that he took, the diving effort of Steve Smith was a great one. Before that, the other one was a decent one. Yes, he dropped 3 Manas and Usman and Pat Cummins in the Melbourne test. But he also got his act together here. As a batter, we won Perth because of Jaiswal and Bumrah. Bumrah 1, Jaiswal 2. In Melbourne, he got 80s in both innings. Here also, he started the second innings with a flourish. With an average of 44, he finishes the series, scoring close to 350 odd runs. I think he's the future. All of us thought, will he be able to play the moving ball, the bouncing ball and all of that? He has demonstrated enough to tell us that Yashasvi Jaiswal has a very bright future. I will go with 7.5 for Yashasvi Jaiswal out of 10. Gargi.
I also think he's been, as a batter, he's shown a lot of promise throughout the series. Lots of potential. I think at this point, we can say that Yashasvi Jaiswal in overseas conditions, because that was a sort of, going into the series, there were a lot of conversations, will he perform in overseas conditions, this and that. But I think with the way that he's shown promise and the fact that he plays aggressive cricket at the top, there's no difference in how he plays T20 or Test cricket, and I love that about him. I love that he can come in and take charge of the innings. So I would rate him again a 7.5. I'm becoming a pattern.
So you've rated 7.5 for both.
Yes.
Okay.
You said 7.5 for Jaiswal. No, I would actually go for 8.5. I would have given 8.5. My only concern were, actually, I will say why I am saying 8. I wanted to give 8.5, but those miscatches. And the other point was, when you're set, yes, I know a lot of people will say, oh, why are you blaming Jaiswal alone? Nobody is blaming Jaiswal alone. But the point is, if you are the set batter, I don't care if you're 22 or 21, the point is you have to finish the match. And he didn't do it. So 8 out of 10.
That is why I did not give him an 8, because I thought he could have closed Melbourne. He should have closed Melbourne. Had he been there for another 50 balls, Australia would have given it up.
Get out to a Jaffa.
Yeah, he got out because it was a stupid shot, trying to hook that umpire issue, etc. That shot was not on. At that point in time, Jaiswal should have shown more game awareness. He could have come out a hero had he saved that game. That's as good a win. And that is where things went downhill for India. So I'll give him a 7.5. Okay, I have viewers. A lot of people saying 9. YSR Gaming Hub says 9. Pavan Suresh says 8. What is it that you make this so dark? Why? Why is it so black always?
That's the maximum brightness.
Oh Lord.
No.
So then I'm blind.
No.
Sure.
Who does this?
Sure, Trisha knows. Of course she knows.
It's not that bad.
Because yours is Pro. There's a difference in that.
Mine is Pro Max.
Exactly. There's a difference in the brightness.
Hello. Okay. But anyway, you also keep dark every day.
I do, because I don't need people looking into my phone.
Oh, that is the reason, is it? Because every day on the show, she comes and brightens it up. So I did not know what goes on. Just a cricket fan, 8. Vanshika Mittal, Gill not played. No, this is not the Jaiswal rating. Obro Mishro, 8.5.
Yeah,
Tomogno Basu 8, Debraj Bose 8,
8.
Just a Cricket Fan 8. Sometimes you feel you're not criticizing Rohit as much you do for Virat. Okay, okay. Okay, hold on. Chetan's Pagare 8. Okay, come to Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma came into the series after India was 1-0 up. Rohit Sharma should have taken control of the series. Unfortunately, he was not able to. Rohit Sharma did not look the part with the bat. At no point in time did I find him confident enough. I did not find him confident enough in the nets. I saw him let the game drift in Melbourne when Australia was 310 for 6 on day one. India came out day two with the new ball and Australia got 474. I saw second innings the same 94 for 6. India could have killed it for 130. Not happened. Rohit Sharma overall, this is one of the most disappointing series for him. I will give him 1 out of 10.
Rohit Sharma.
1 out of 10.
Yeah. Trisha, you go first.
Why are you giving him that one?
I'll tell you why. Because at least the one, because the way he conducted himself in Sydney, he could have blown the lid, said a lot of things that would have said, oh, this team is divided. The fact that he came out from the boundary line, was speaking to Prasid, trying to come out during the drinks break and talk to Siraj. He did not let the dressing room issue blow out of control, behaved with a lot of dignity and composure, and he deserves credit for that. That is why I'll give him that one.
If that is the reason you're giving him one, then I agree with your 1 out of 10 because I was going to give him 0 for his performance, to be honest.
No, I also agree with Boria sir. I was about to say 1, but wanted to hear what you said, what you would say.
Yeah, for me it was 0.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him. Yeah, but I've asked him, and fair enough. If you want to give him that point, because yes, at every single point of the time, because I thought even when he went out to practice, he knew. Even when he went out to the nets, he knew, and everybody in the media also knew, and were continuously kind of poking him in the sense, looking at him and trying to judge whether he's playing or not. There was a hush thing. He could have crumbled under pressure. He could have created a scene and maybe got his way in the team.
See, he could have, one false comment from Rohit could have created a massive controversy.
Yeah.
The fact that the dignity was kept intact, things did not blow out of control, is because of the way Rohit handled the situation. For a captain to be benched or dropped or sidestep or miss out or drop himself is a massive call. For a captain of his stature, caliber, whatever it is. So for him to behave with that dignity, I think he gets that mark.
Yep, 100%. Next.
Okay, so we've done Rahul, we've done Jaiswal, we've done Rohit. Now comes Shubman. One of the most disappointing players for me in this series. He looked good in Adelaide, even with that pink ball, 28 or 20 something, 30 close to that. Every time he got in, he was looking reasonably solid. And then he gives it away. So I will divide it into 2 parts, throwing it away and looking solid. Because of the fact that he looks solid shows he has potential. That is why he was able to play the 65 balls in Sydney on day one. That he was able to score those 30 runs in Adelaide in the pink ball test shows the man has ability. Because of that, I will give him 2.5 to 3 out of 10. That's what I'll give Shubman.
Wow.
Because 2.5 to 3, because of the potential the man has, he could have gone up to 6 and 7. The fact that he threw it away, I will not give him more than that. Your thoughts?
I was going to say 4. I was going to say 4 because he was set. He gave away those wickets. That was the most disappointing part. But when you look at it, he did not look bad. He did not look out of form. He was getting those starts. He was getting those 20s and 30s. He just could not convert for the life of him. So 4.
How much did you say?
2.5.
3.5. 2.5 to 3.
Yeah, 2.5. Me too. I mean, I think the point is, yes, as you said, Gargi, you're correct that he did settle down, but that settle down didn't help us in any way.
In any way. Exactly. No
And looking good is perfectly fine. Talented is perfectly.
Some of the
Yeah, talented is perfectly fine, but Boria, the Shafali Verma, I mean, unprecedented talent. If talent without effort, talent without consistency means nothing. So for me, 2.5.
Okay, Gill. People are saying 3 for Gill, 1.5 for Gill. Someone's laughing at me giving 4. My opinion. 2 out of 10 for Gill. Three for
A
Gill.
lot of people have given 0 to Rohit, and
Three,
that's
three,
okay.
three, three.
Yeah,
This is
perfectly fine.
absolutely
I
fine.
was giving 0, but yeah, as you said, I completely agree.
And that is the reason. Some have given 1, some have given 0, but we are taking your comments, and that's what we will do. But don't abuse anyone, because if you do that, there's no point. We are not going to even touch your comments. Coming to Virat, why don't you all go first for a change?
Oh my god.
I'll go first for Virat. I'll go absolutely first. I'll give him 5.5.
Explain.
I explain the point 0.5 later. Let me explain 5. Actually, I'll explain in parts. 1, the Perth 100. I thought that was massive. 2, that Melbourne 35-36, that was important. But again, because of the same reason that I noted for Gill, that 35 didn't help our cause. You ran Jaiswal out. You got out the next ball. Yes, you did not have focus. But there was a huge role that Virat Kohli played in the Perth win as a leader. He was there. He was, he was there with Bumrah like this. That you're there, I'm supporting you, and you could see, he was helping Bumrah out in setting the field and all that. And the other leadership point that I have also added to it was in Melbourne or in Sydney. In Melbourne, Siraj's spell. Siraj was looking absolutely dry at one point, He kept talking to him. He kept talking to Akashdeep. That happened. And in Sydney, he was there, I think, when the 5th or 6th wicket fell and Bumrah left. He was leading the charge completely. And we had scored just 185 Boryada. From that, we took 4 runs lead, where we were actually thinking that let's hope that they don't take more than 10 runs or 20 runs lead. So I think I am giving him 3.5 for his leadership, 2 for his batting.
I would have given 5, considering that 100. And like Trisha said, he was playing a huge part on the field. So and one catch in Sydney as well. That was one of the most brilliant catches we've seen in the slips. Yes, the dive catch. But I will deduct 1 point for that Jaiswal run out, and then throwing the wicket away, and also the fact that he's giving away his wicket to the same delivery over and over again.
So what's your rating?
My rating is 4.
Okay, I will also actually go with 4, because for me, he's Virat Kohli. So the expectations are you will not make the same mistake over and over again. Someone who did not improve. After that 100, I thought he had his confidence back, and I was banking on Virat Kohli to lead from there on. Score runs. Did not happen. That unnecessary thing with Constas, both, and I still maintain that Constas was as whatever, but that was not necessary from Virat's part either. So from that standpoint, I'm giving him 4, 2 for his batting and 2 for his leadership. Like Trisha and Gargi were saying, 2 for his leadership is critical, because without Rohit Sharma there, Virat Kohli handled the young boys very well, especially when Jasprit Bumrah went down. So that was critical for Virat Kohli. As far as batting is concerned, I would have even given a 1. But because of that Perth 100 and the 35 that he got. And by the way, each time he got in, he looked good. And then that shot came.
That was the worst part.
Exactly. Because he was looking good, shows that at this level he can still play and score big. The problem is he has to sort that out. Whether it is a full ball, whether it is a good shot of leg ball, outside off means he's done. He's got to solve that. But overall, 4 out of 10 for Virat.
Yeah. Comments say a solid 3. Jyoti Bhagat saying solid 3. Aman Kumar 4.5. Ravi says 1 out of 10 for useless Virat. YRC Gaming up. That is a biased comment.
He got 100 for God.
3, 5, 2, 2, 2, 3, 0, 2.5, 4. These are the ratings for Virat Kohli from our comments.
So more or less, the panel is kind of looking at it. The viewers are looking at it the same way.
Yeah.
Comes to Pant, right? Pant, number 5. Okay, Rishabh. I thought Rishabh was disappointing in Melbourne. He should have closed out that match with that kind of potential. The Sydney innings was mesmerizing, and he learned from his mistakes. As a wicket keeper, he wasn't bad. These were not easy tracks to keep. Coming back for a 5 test series after what he has gone through. Physically, he was up there for the 5 games. He scored 30s, he scored 20s. Had it been for any other keeper, we would have taken that with golden arms because for a wicket-keeper batter to contribute like that. And if every time, by the way, Rishabh got in, he looked good to me. That Sydney innings was his high point. I'll go in with a 5.5 to 6 for Rishabh Pant.
I would say 6. I would also very much agree with you. And the fact that, see, those two shots were very, very difficult to digest for me personally. I wish he hadn't done that, but at the same time, you understand that there were some communications from the dressing room as well, that he had to play long there, that he had to take responsibility. But the fact that he changed it around, the same thing, he changed it to his favor in Sydney. I think that takes a lot of mental temperament.
What did you guys give?
I gave us 5.5 to 6. She too agrees.
I go with 5.5, but I'll cut his marks.
5.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's my actual one. 5.5 because yes, his performance deserves a 5.5. Obviously, especially the Sydney second innings. I think that gave us a huge, booster. But here, I'll be a little bit of a devil's advocate in this case. Even in Sydney second innings, he threw his wicket away. That ball he could have left and he could have got 6 more balls. He's that person, Boryada. I was there at the ground when he hit Jimmy Anderson with that shot. He's fearless, brave, and stupid. That's the problem. He's all three at the same time. So I think, but not for Sydney, Melbourne. I think the match we lost. He's one of the biggest reasons. Again, Rohit, Virat, etc. did not score. Yes, definitely. But when you were set, you cannot give your wicket away to Travis Head, to that plan, to that ball.
I agree.
And that is why that 0.5 I'll cut in 5.
I added because he showed game awareness in Sydney.
Yeah.
He was playing the shots where
Exactly.
the field wasn't there, and that's the learning from Melbourne. Okay, so that's Rishabh Pant. You want to quickly take some numbers there?
My bad, guys. I'm trying to save a little battery. That's
Yeah,
why.
sure.
Oh, okay. Pant 6. So many sixes. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5.
But like sitting 6s. So
No,
Six.
so clearly again, see,
Six.
I mean, we are not
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at these comments during the show, so it's coming quite nicely together.
Wow.
And as you can see,
We
folks,
agree.
we are not what
We agree with each other for the first time.
and
Us and the viewers.
yeah, that's the point. That and by the way, they will also agree. We are not sugarcoating this.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay, coming to do we actually rate Sundar? No point.
who's in
Washington
Washington.
Sundar.
What's the
I
point?
mean,
No.
there's-
Didn't bowl, didn't bat.
yeah, didn't bowl. Had an
I think not
opportunity
his fault. It's the management's fault. They
See,
just couldn't use him.
properly, and plus he got a 50 in Melbourne. So the guy did show some potential there.
Yes, but in Melbourne again in the second innings,
He should have calmed the strike rate.
absolutely. I mean, have we not seen VVS Lakshman, Rahul Dravid? Yes, I'm not saying Sundar is VVS Lakshman or Rahul Dravid, but the point is
To expose Siraj.
11 overs. You could not play with the tail enders for 11 overs and you are there only for batting because obviously you did not bowl.
Really want to rate Sundar, his game awareness is questionable.
Yeah.
Other than that, he did not get enough opportunity with the ball, so that's why we are kind of leaving him out of the numbers. But he has potential on Indian conditions. Overseas, we have seen nothing from his bowling so far to say that he will be the go-to spinner for India in the future. Ravindra Jadeja, disappointing after that 177. To give up the way. Yes, he got a snorter from Scott Boland once, and then it wasn't played in the first part of the series. In Sydney, each time 26 of 95. Yesterday he was in again. I will not give Ravindra Jadeja more than 4. He has more ability with the bat. Yeah, maybe because of the 77 that he got in Melbourne. That 77 kind of 369 that India was in the contest
Exactly.
was because of the Ravindra Jadeja Nitish Kumar Reddy partnership. That gets him a 4 as far as I'm concerned.
I also. What were you about to say?
Are you okay, Gargi?
I'm always okay.
Yeah.
It has happened numerous times in the press box, let me tell you.
Nothing. Once. Okay. But yes, I think we should all come here. You guys are moving away from me. But Jadeja, I think I agree. 3.5 to 4. And that 77 again is the highlight of this series. You expected more, I think. You were definitely, I expected, at least I personally expected a lot more from a Ravindra Jadeja.
Because he's got that grit. Your thoughts?
Exactly.
Yeah, 3.5. Not 4. Definitely not 4. That 77, very crucial. So maybe 1.5 for that. Um, Other than that, I think there was one of the innings where he took 3 wickets.
Plus Sam Conster's wicket when India was under pressure.
Absolutely,
To come and do that was
so
quite
there
good.
were moments in which he was very good, but Jadeja is not about being very good. Jadeja is a brilliant player, and we did not see that game changer. Other than that 77, we have not really seen where he has completely changed the game on his own. And in the batting, there's so much more to desire from someone like him. So that's why I'll go with 3.5.
Yeah, a lot of people saying the same thing as us. 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3.
Guys, there's 0.5 also. Start using 0.5s, 3.5s.
No, everyone's either 3 or 4 for Jadeja.
Again.
Okay, so coming to the bowlers now, there's no point, as I said, going to Ravichandran Ashwin, not relevant
Nitish?
anymore. Nitish, yes. Nitish, I thought exceeded expectations by a country mile. Even in Sydney, where he did not contribute with the bat, he got those wickets in the first innings. And when he was given to bowl in the second, the match was done. So Nitish absolutely exceeded expectations. The 100, the
240s,
240s, the 30s,
and then 3 wickets here in Sydney.
100%. Nitish Kumar Reddy exceeded expectations. From me, 7.5 for Nitish Kumar Reddy for the effort that he's put in. Nobody expected the 100 to come. No one expected him to be one of the batters to stand. I think with a few more yards of pace, he can be a real handful because he gets that shape in England. So a 7 from me.
8.5 straight up.
Nitish Kumar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, your debut series, intimidating to be in Australia. And when I say intimidating, I don't mean when Australians talk nonsense around you, that's not the intimidating point. The intimidating point is against this Australian bowling. You're facing a Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, relentless, Scott Bull, and none of them give you one tiny bit of breathing space. That is where I think Nitish Reddy was excellent, and those 40 contributions were also very important. The other part is, again, the tail for Australia has wagged way too long throughout the series. And I know this because in numbers I have written this piece today. And if you see the numbers, the last 5 Australian batters have scored more than 70% of the runs that Australia has scored. So you have not got the last 5 wickets, and that is where, when Siraj eventually comes, I'll give him probably a 0.5 or 1 extra, and same goes for Nitish Reddy. And I thought the model that you're talking about, that becoming the all-rounder, something like a Ben Stokes, again, he's not equal to Ben Stokes as yet, long way to go, but I'm saying something of a Ben Stokes, that part, you saw glimpses of that in the as the bowler in Australia's first innings in Sydney. The glimpses of that.
And to add to that, the cameo or whatever you want to call it, even in Perth, allowed India to get to 150 a game that we won.
Yes.
So you cannot underestimate that. So for me, 7.5. Trisha gives an 8.5.
I also give an 8.5. 40 century. I think that made a lot of difference. Consider also that this was his debut. Consider that he was under immense pressure when the top order was not performing. There were times when the game was on him, dependent on him performing. So considering all of that, exactly.
I'll tell you all why I said 1 less, because after Melbourne, then the expectations were there in Sydney he'd deliver. That's when the 2 innings, when the expectations were on him, unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it. Yeah. And that tells me that maybe he was feeling the heat. Maybe he was now that, okay, this is now on me. But that second innings shot where he went half cock, he should have just gone full, cleared mid-off. He was tentative. That's why a point less, because that another 20, 30, 40 there, the point that you all are making, 30, 40, 30, 40, that could have done the job for India. Yeah.
Okay, let's see the comments. What are people saying? What is the Janta saying? 6.5.
No, that's a bit
That's a
harsh.
listless.
6.5, 8, 6.5. Wow.
You know,
7.5,
Korea, I feel
7, 7.
I just have a question. People who are giving 6 and 6.5, are you guys school teachers or Calcutta University professors?
Okay, we have a super chat here. Dibya Sheesh Roy. My only concern about India is that with all the white ball cricket coming on, flat tracks, all our flat track bullies will score, and this debacle will all be forgotten.
Boss, this is the age-old comment. By the way, the debacle didn't start in Australia; it started in India.
Yeah.
So it's not about. This is actually far better than the New Zealand effort. The debacle started there, and it is very easy to say flat track and all that. Champions Trophy is next. That's a global tournament. So if they don't win that, the criticism will become much more stinging. So I don't think this is a fair comment to say. And I don't think the Indian cricket public, including you, who's asking this question, is that stupid to let it simmer or let it be forgotten. You will not let it sweep under the carpet, because if you do, then it's your problem, right? As a fan, you're being sort of led by the whole T20 stuff and forgetting the red ball stuff. So I don't think you will do that. Okay, now last three players that we will rate. One, Mohammad Siraj. Go for it.
Oh, he's looked brilliant, then he's looked
2.5.
ordinary.
2.5
Wow.
Yeah. For me, he was poor.
2.5.
Poor.
I would
Trying to
say 4.
imitate the great Sunil Gavaskar. Stupid. Poor.
4.
Mohammad Siraj 2021. Mohammad Siraj in so many. And you know what? I'm an RCB fan. So I have seen both sides of Siraj, and I'm saying poor. To a 2.5. Nothing more than that.
4.
I'll actually give him 5, because Jasprit Bumrah, even in Perth, Siraj had his bursts. Couple of good bursts, including the Melbourne second innings and the Sydney first innings. In the absence of Bumrah, all of a sudden it came on him every time, and he bowled the longest spells. He bowled the maximum. He shouldered responsibility because India, for whatever reason, played all-rounders who did not bowl. So everything came on Mohammad Siraj. He kept toiling, and you've got to give him that it is not easy in these conditions, heat, hot, etc., Melbourne. So Mohammad Siraj tried to put in that effort, but I agree with Trisha. It's been a downward curve. But because of the two spells, Melbourne, Sydney, because of the supporting role in Perth, which was important, by the way, he got those wickets. I'll give him a 5 out of 10.
Okay, everyone saying Siraj 6, 4, 5, 3.5, 7, 6, 5, 4.5, 2. Asim Hans is saying 2 out of 10, 2.5, Abraham Mishra, 3.5,
I'll
5.
tell you why the bigger problem with Siraj. 3 unplayable deliveries. Next one, the worst delivery of the innings. And you cannot do that. You know, Scott Boland is a far worse bowler than Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad Siraj has a lot more. Exactly. And Mohammad Siraj has a lot more movement. Mohammad Siraj has a lot more energy to his stride. But the consistency is so bad. Otherwise, he would have been, one of the top wicket takers. And out of the wickets that Mohammad Siraj has got, half of it has been against the tail enders. Even then, it's not like he has taken the tail enders the moment that he has come. He has got a set tail ender out. So altogether, as I said, I have not seen. Probably I have to count and say 3 to 4 overs where he has consistently bowled 6 good balls in a channel.
I thought the first spell on day 2 in Sydney was his highest point, where he got Travis Head, where he got Sam Constas. That was a magic spell. He was getting the ball to move, and brilliant spell. That is why I think I said 5, and I'll kind of give him 5 for that. But Mohammad Siraj can do better. The last couple, see, there's no point doing Harshit Rana for 1-2 test matches. We'll kind of give him a 3-4, something like that, or maybe a 4, because, or rather even a 5, because Perth
Great
was
performance in Perth.
good. Adelaide was a dip. So that's Harshit Rana. I'll let Gargi do Akashdeep, and Trisha, can you do Harshit Rana, and then we can wrap up with our skipper.
Prasid.
Yeah, you can rate one of them. I'll do Harshit, you do Prasid, Gargi can do Akash.
Prasidh
we don't
Krishna.
even have to get to. 15.
Prasidh Krishna, 1.5. I mean, he has got so much potential. He has got the height. He got the pitch where he should have taken 5 wickets in the first
Yeah,
innings, 5 wickets in the second innings.
100%.
God, he was poor. He was so poor, so poor. In the second innings, I was just surprised.
After the 3 wickets, you get on a roll, you take Australia down. His body
no
language
point-
was such like.
Exactly, at every single point, every time Prasidh went to his bowling mark, I would tell Ogni, why is his shoulders down? He has just got Steve Smith, and the Steve Smith ball, it kicked out of
Yeah,
nowhere,
absolutely,
and it
exactly.
told you the bowler for you is Prasidh Krishna. In the absence of Bumrah, Prasidh did nothing, so nothing more than 1.5 as far as I'm concerned, and even then I think I'm giving him extra.
Akashdeep, I would give a 2.53.
Toiled.
Akash bowled well,
Bowled well,
but
but
didn't result in any wickets.
Exactly. No
I
impact
agree, I
there. No impact there. Yes, the performance was
I
there.
would actually give him 0.5 more for saving that test.
So you would get to 4. 3.5.
Because of that partnership with Bumrah in Brisbane.
Oh, yes. Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yes.
I forgot. Let's give him 4.
Yeah, because otherwise they would have lost that test match.
Yeah.
So
I was
absolutely.
only thinking of bowling.
Yeah. Okay, and Bumrah 11 out of 10.
100.
Should we even rate Bumrah? Yeah, I think we'll give Bumrah 11 out of 10. Absolutely. He did it with the bat.
Give him 100, yaar. Come on. Why
Yeah,
are
he
you
did it
guys
with the
being
bat
so
too.
cheap?
When we talk about Akashdeep, Bumrah was very much there. Somebody said 1 lakh?
1 crore.
Yeah, we agree. 1,009,000. ये मतलब कौन सा फिगर है किसी को नहीं पता. 1,09,000.
Infinity. Arka Roy, what are you saying, Arka? Root, Smith got their grooves back. They aren't playing instinctive shots, which Kohli does, due to long exposure in T20 and IPL. Your point.
In 2018, 2016, and 2017, did Kohli play IPL?
Yeah.
How many runs did he get? 973, 600, 600. Did Kohli get international hundreds at will? Not about IPL. Never was. 973 in 2016, highest ever in IPL. 2018, that England tour batted like a genius after the IPL. So it is not about the IPL. It is about a weakness that has crept into his batting. Maybe reflex has gone a tad microsecond slower, but it is a weakness. Earlier was against the driving ball. Now it's against the good length ball as well, just outside of stump.
Yeah.
So the weakness has to be eliminated. IPL has nothing to do with it.
Can I say something? I think if Virat Kohli ever heard me, probably he'll never see my face or whatever. I don't know. But you know what he needs to accept? No ego, nothing. He needs to accept what you just said. The problem is he has got a tad bit late. No fitness issue there. It happens with age. Your reaction becomes slow.
Microsecond.
He needs to accept that. Take a 15 minutes break now. Accept that has happened. Go to a mental conditioning coach, because I don't think there's technical issues. You coming out in the nets after every single innings is not going to help you or anybody. He needs a 15 days break, because remember, when he took that break and came back before the World Cup, he was a completely different.
Because I've always said this: introspection and acceptance will lead to redemption, and that is what I think. Introspection, acceptance, redemption. For us, it is time for redemption because it's getting cloudy,
And the lifeguard is
asking us to clear, because as Gargi's favorite beach, some shark is coming or whatever. Something.
No, there's no shark today.
Okay, she's anyway. Shark, no shark. Join us at 5 p.m. Bondi. It's time to leave Bondi, but we'll try and go the other side and record a show, and we will play it. What went wrong? Was the dressing room divided? Was there a rift? Were there issues with the players? Was there a problem between the coach and captain? These are critical issues to address, and once again at 5 p.m. we will not sugarcoat any of them. To my two colleagues, Gargi Raut and Trisha Ghoshal, thank you very much for joining. To everyone who rated, to everyone who joined in everyone who watched the broadcast, thank you very much for joining us. This will continue for the next couple of days as we close this trip of Australia. And as I said, India might lose, win. We will continue to do our work because sport teaches you how to lose. Every loss is a stepping stone to a future success. So thank you very much. Join, subscribe, engage, debate, disagree, fight, but be constructive and not abusive. Thank you very much for watching.